Hey folks, I want to talk today about how to encourage engagement on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter but you're not feeling the love, then today's video is just for you. The first place to start when having a discussion around engagement is the difference between getting engagement versus encouraging engagement or inspiring engagement. This is the first place that I like to start when I'm talking to someone about their social media strategy, because we can be in this place where we're like, I want to get engagement. But remember, my friends, this engagement comes from real, human, genuine people. We can't get people to do anything. So it's to really understand that no matter how many videos you might see where people are like, 3 hacks to double your engagement, there's no scientific formula that is going to guarantee results. But for me, when we switch from getting to thinking about how can I encourage people to engage? How can I inspire people to engage? We start thinking about it in a totally different way. When we're in that place of get, we can have an energy that might be referred to as desperate or needy. And my loves, I really want for you to understand that there's no judgment in those words. I myself have recognized when I'm feeling desperate or when I'm feeling needy, and that's when I walk away from my social media platform, because I know that if I put content out when I'm in that place, people will feel it. People will feel that I've got this ulterior motive, that I'm just playing a numbers game. So I want for you to really look within you and start to ask yourself, how can I encourage or inspire engagement rather than just get it? So we come to the next step with okay, well, how do we begin to do that? I find it really useful to start with 3 topic areas. So these are areas or topics or subjects that you're going to be putting content out on. Now, you might be suddenly thinking, but wait, I'm marketing a book. What do you mean putting content out about other subjects? So if you're in that place, my friend, that explains why you might not be encouraging that engagement, why things might feel a little like a one-sided conversation. And I know what it's like when you put content out on Twitter and no one's engaging, no one's retweeting, no one's entering into conversation with you. It can feel really, really lonely, and we can take it personally. But sometimes it's really great to be like, oh, I get it. Like, I'm not actually tweeting about topics or subjects or interesting content. So think about 3 topics or 3 subjects that you feel confident talking about, or you feel confident encouraging people to get involved in. So aside from perhaps marketing your book or marketing your services, there are going to be 3 areas that you consistently talk about. So for example, say you are a writer, you might be a romance writer, perhaps you write speculative romance fiction. You might be like, oh, okay, well, one of the topics that I feel like I want to start tweeting about is relationships. So I'm going to really dive into the world of relationships, perhaps how to develop trusting relationships and how to communicate in relationships. And perhaps what you're beginning to sense here is oh, I'm going to have to do some study. I'm going to have to do some learning. And that's a great way to make sure that you're going to inspire and encourage others to engage when you're yourself inspired and encouraged about the areas that you're learning in, and then you're sharing those subjects and those topics with your audience. What's also really great is when you choose your 3 subject areas is you create a private list. And then you add people to those lists who are also tweeting around those subject areas. So you'll end up with 3 private lists. And the reason I make them private is because that way you can follow these people. They don't know that they're on your list, and it can all just kind of be your thing. So let's say you choose 3 subjects, which is I'm going to tweet about veganism or plant-based food, I'm going to tweet about relationships, and I'm going to tweet about sustainability, because those are all topics that that come up in my writing. So you're going to have a list for each of them with authorities or interesting people who are also tweeting around those subjects. So that means you can start to engage with other people who are interested in the same things that you are, and then you start to build relationships. It also means that you're going to be retweeting content which is also in alignment with the topics that you choose. So people start to really understand that your feed or your content is really nutritious, it's always informative, it's always interesting, and you're going to start to really encourage engagement through that way. The next step to really consider is why you want that engagement. And for me, this is so important. So you're moving beyond, well, I want that engagement because I want people to buy my books, versus I want that engagement because I'm really interested in finding out about people. I can't tell you how beneficial it has been both to my business as a coach and also my work as a writer to engage with people on Twitter and find out things about them. I've learned so much from my audience, which has enabled me to create even more engaging content. It really helps with my writing. I found myself writing chapters in my memoir and remembering conversations that I've had with people on Twitter, thinking, oh my God, when they read this chapter in my memoir, like fireworks are going to go off in their brain and they're going to be so thrilled to get the information that I'm putting across in my memoir. So it's given me a huge amount of confidence in my writing. It's certainly helped as I've been editing my memoir and really making sure that it puts the message across that I want to put across. So for me, that's my why. It enables me to really understand the human condition that's going on in my audience, and that means that I can serve them better. So find a why as to why you want to encourage that engagement that moves beyond I want to sell my books or I want to sell my services. And if you're watching this video and you're thinking, great, like I really love this advice, but I'm already beginning to feel overwhelmed, or like I need more support, then you might be interested in my private community, where every month we run something that's called a social surgery. It's like a clinic for all of your social media woes. So we look at all of the things that I've been talking about today, plus many, many more tips about how to show up on social media, how to be consistent on social media. I'll put a link below that gives you more information about the private community. There's a free version and there's also a paid version. And you will be able to choose which feels right for you to make sure that you're getting the support so that you can be showing up online in a way that feels authentic, that's inspiring others and creating the kinds of conversations that you really want to be having online. As always, I love to hear from you. So drop some stuff in the comments below. Did any light bulbs go off with this video? Have you got any questions? I love it when people share. I love it when people pick my brain. So do feel free to reach out in the comments below. I try to make sure that I respond to every single one. So looking forward to reading your comments. Come find me in the private community if that is speaking to you, or simply wait until my next video. Twice a week, I'm here. See you then. Take care.